What's up, everybody? Simon Says here, back with the world's biggest unboxing, part 7, Swimbaits and JDM Tackle Edition. So I went ahead and just put everything over here and unboxed it and organized it. For the video, I'll just be rocking this Tackle Warehouse digital camo short sleeve shirt, just because, hey, I like it. Why not? Anyways, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into this tackle unboxing. So first we're going to start out with some JDM tackle, hard baits, lures, soft plastic, all that good stuff. And then we'll move on to the big expensive swim baits. So first up, if you can't recognize the packaging, we have Geecrack. And these right here are their version of like a brush hog, I guess. So this is the bunny hog. And I'll go ahead and take one of these out of the package and show y'all. This creature bait with these massive knocking appendages. I guess they're going to swing back and forth through the water column. The smell on these is crazy. They smell like Whataburger fries and cardboard. The reason why these baits smell so funky is because they used an SAF soft plastic formula. I'm not really sure what SAF stands for. I think it's like salt, amino, and salt amino formula. I don't know. We can look it up together really quick. SAF material is Geecrack original material for soft plastic baits. S, salt. A, amino acid, and F, flavor. Okay, so, I mean, we were pretty close. And again, that right there is the bunny hog. We got 3 packs of those, and I think they come with like 7 to a package. It really doesn't say. 6-inch creature bait, really big profile. Probably use them on a Carolina rig. And then next up in the Geecrack line, wow, golly. Don't laugh. Alright, next up in the Geecrack lineup, we have the bait that basically made them popular, and this is the bellow gills in 2 extremely interesting colors right here. Again, I don't remember the name. I think this is like love bug or something. On one side it's got June bug, and then the other side it's got like this watermelon red fleck. And then same concept here. I don't know what the color is because I ordered it a long time ago and I can't read Japanese, but it's a green pumpkin on one side, and then it's got like a summer craw kind of chartreuse on the other. And again, these baits are basically what made Geecrack extremely popular. Many people have won tournaments on these baits. I think the most popular victory with these baits was Alton Jones Jr. They also have the bellow shad. He might have won with the bellow shad. This bait has nothing to do with JDM or anything really in this video other than the Geecrack bellow gills or the bellow shad. And the reason why I put it in this was to show that these baits are essentially like the same thing, but they're made out of an indestructible plastic. They're made here in the United States. They're easier to get. So here's purple grass, and then we have Kissimmee gill. This company did catch a lot of heat and controversy because of the fact that a lot of people said that they copied this bait. And I kind of see it. Obviously, it does look similar. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. When companies do stuff like this, I guess you could call it copying, mimicking, or I mean, are they just reinventing the wheel, making the wheel a little bit more affordable and available? I really don't know. I picked up a few, and I have a couple packages of these, so we're going to have to give them a little underwater test and maybe a head-to-head test and see which one performs better. That does it for the Geecrack side of things. Let's move on to some more JDM. Next up, we got some Yo-Zuri baits, also made in Japan, and just some topwater baits. So we got a topwater walker and then 2 poppers. This right here is going to be their bone color, and then this right here is prism gold black. This is also prism gold black, but the only difference is that on the popper it's going to have that kind of chartreuse style head, and then this is not going to have any chartreuse paint on the bottom. But still really nice looking colors and really nice looking hard baits. I'll be excited to fish with them and try them out. Next up we got Keitech, and we got a whole bunch of Keitech soft plastics. So just to get started, everybody knows about the Keitech Swing Impact 4-inch. This right here is the standard bait that everybody fishes as a trailer. Simple ball jig head, drop shot, many different styles, many different ways to rig him. You could even throw him on an Alabama rig. This is probably the bait that made Keitech popular. Then to go down a size in length, but to kind of increase the body width, right here we have the Keitech Fat Impact, and this right here is going to be an extremely effective paddle tail when you're looking for a bigger body profile. So it's really going to be effective rigged on like a flashy underspin or something like that. But this 3.8-inch size, I do find that it fits perfectly on a spinnerbait trailer, like a 1/2 ounce to a 3/8 ounce. Really nice looking colors as well. So right here we have electric shad, and then this is going to be bluegill flash. The top side is going to have like a darker body with some blue and gold glitter. Bottom's just going to have a little bit more of a pearl body. And then this electric shad's going to have that gray body with that purple kind of fleck running through it. Two really nice looking colors. Obviously one's going to represent a bluegill and then the other one's going to represent a shad. Taking things down another size, we have the 2.8, which is going to pair perfectly on a finesse jig head, which I'll show you a really nice one to use here in a minute. And for the color, I just got it in Pro Blue Red Pearl. Next up, showing off a fairly new bait by Keitech. This right here is the Leech, a really nice finesse drop shot bait. If you're fishing like river systems, creeks, again, especially it being a leech profile, many bodies of water have leeches and don't even know it. And if it doesn't look like a leech, then it's going to look like a worm. Obviously this right here is going to be Morning Dawn, really nice looking color. This is going to be Cinnamon Blue. And then we have Electric Shad. This right here is going to imitate a worm. This is going to imitate some sort of bait fish or minnow. And then obviously we got some sort of bluegill or catfish fry. Still talking about soft plastics, we got some Spro soft plastic baits here. This is going to be like a finesse style EWG flipping and pitching weightless bait. Or you could fish them on a drop shot. It's going to have a small flange there at the end. This color right here is Real Mimizu, and it comes in a 3.5, and then I believe they have it in a 4.5. I just picked up 2 packages of the 3.5, and then this color right here is Ozark Craw, so it's kind of got a green body with some purple fleck running through it. Another soft plastic by Spro. This is the 2.75 Pintail Minnow. Really nice looking, interesting bait. Probably fishes really good on a drop shot. I really wouldn't know any other ways to fish him. I'm sure you could do it on like a finesse Ned rig. We got 2 interesting colors. This right here is called Cellmate. So it's kind of got like a white and purple body with some blue and silver fleck. This color right here is called Spring Craw, which on one side kind of has like this green pumpkin watermelon seed. And on the other side, it's almost like a summer craw chartreuse. Really nice looking color. And then it's got watermelon red fleck and black fleck in it. The cool thing to note about this bait is I believe that it has a small bubble or like a hole in the body of it that's going to help it float on a drop shot. And then lastly, it does come scented in some sort of amino formula, so I'm sure that can't hurt. Next up, we have 2 different frogs made by 2 different companies. This right here is Spro, and then we got Teckel. A bronze-eye frog I'm sure everybody has heard of. If you haven't, then this is probably the best frog that's on the market. It's been on there for years. Mostly everybody's fishing this frog right now, so if you don't have a bronze eye, I definitely recommend picking up a couple colors. You could probably just get by with albino and then some sort of a black color. And then we have the Teckel Honker, which this is not going to be like your standard frog. And I'm going to just go ahead and take him out of the package and show you what I mean. So the major thing to note about this frog is that it doesn't have skirted legs. Instead it has these blades that swing and kick back and forth and then kind of collide into each other or whatever when you're walking the frog. And then the soft plastic is extremely soft and supple, so whenever something comes to hit it, it's definitely going to hook set, penetrate probably as well because the hooks are already angled upward slightly. I don't know if y'all can kind of see that, but weight system's on the bottom right there. You got your line tie, red eyes. This is a frog that I recommend fishing more like in open water or lily pads. I wouldn't recommend throwing him in scum just because I think that those barrel swivels will get caught up with grass. Lastly, for Spro, we have the Lil Jon MD. Really nice flat side style crankbait. I believe that John Cruz did help develop this. And this color right here is Ozark Craw, so it's kind of got like a green pumpkin body, a little bit of chartreuse, nice red eyes, and then it's got some purple glitter running all over it. I mean, golly, man, this bait looks money, dude. Whenever I saw it, it immediately caught my eye. I don't own any of these, and I heard many good things about this bait. Everyone says, oh, you know, pick up a Lil Jon, go fish him around rock, go fish him around a bank, whatever, all right. I picked it up. I'm going to give it a try, and you guys are going to get to see firsthand, I guess, if these catch fish. But the color definitely caught me, so hey, I guess that works right there. This is probably my favorite company on the JDM market right now, and it's Jackall, mainly because they have a lot of ingenuity and design in their baits. So this right here is the Nico Flickworm. Comes in 2 different sizes, many nice, interesting colors. Like I was saying, many different sizes and colors. This right here is the 5.8, and this is the 4.8. So I got 2 natural colors in the small size. This is Green Pumpkin Candy. Got like a green pumpkin body and then some green and purple fleck. And then I just got a plain watermelon pepper seed. And then for the 5.8 we have 2 interesting colors. We have Prism Gill and Prism Shad. And essentially one side of it is going to be like a green pumpkin. Then the other sides are going to have like a purple kind of white descent running through it. And then the Prism Shad's going to have some fleck. Almost appears to be like a holographic fleck, as opposed to no fleck in the Prism Gill. Quick tip on how to rig these. Obviously it says that they're Nico flickworms and you just rig them up on a Nico rig, but definitely wouldn't mind recommend fishing these on a wacky rig, especially if you fish them on a weighted wacky rig. Wow, that was tough to say. Weighted wacky wig. Really effective bait. You can fish them on a Nico, you can fish them weightless wacky, you can fish them weighted, however you like. I'm sure he'll catch fish for you. Another interesting bait in the Jackall lineup, we have the Honey Nugget, and we picked up a whole bunch of these We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 different sizes as well. So right here we have the 3-inch, and then this right here is the 3.8. In terms of colors, we have Zaragani, Sand Zaragani. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, feel free to make fun of me in the comment section. Green Pumpkin Chartreuse. Pretty self-explanatory. Green pumpkin on one side, chartreuse on the other. But it's got some green fleck running through it. Really nice looking color. And then we have Cola Blue. Almost looks like a blue fleck, but the color is literally like a Coca-Cola. And then it has blue fleck running through it. Those are all in the 3-inch size. And then for the 3.8, we picked up some more of that Green Pumpkin Chartreuse. So again, same concept. And then I got that Cola Blue again as well. And the reason I picked up these 2 colors in the 3.8 and in the 3.0 is I think these 2 are probably my favorite colors in the entire Honey Nugget lineup. If you haven't fished with these, if you haven't tried them, give them a try. I promise you're going to catch fish. They represent a bluegill extremely well. Now this is probably the most ingenuitive bait that I think Jackall has to offer, and it's the bounty fish. The bounty fish is a topwater soft plastic bait that has this net joint system in between, basically holding each soft plastic together, helping your bait walk back and forth. Almost like a walking bait, but literally just made out of soft plastic. This right here is the 158 size. Obviously just going to have it in that plain white pearl. It's going to be called White Shad, I believe, in their lineup. Then we're going to have Watermelon Pepper. Then we got 2 of the 140 size, and these colors right here are just Chartreuse Back Shad and Strong Black. I've never seen a soft plastic topwater made like this, so I really got to hand it to them. And again, the colors are not bad. Obviously, you're going to have your shad colors, your bluegill colors, everything that's going to get you by. I definitely recommend rigging them on a thick gauge hook just so you get a really good hook set. You are fishing topwater, so they're going to explode and wreck this thing. 5/0, 6/0, definitely no less. Lastly, by Jackall, we have the Rhythm Wave, which this is essentially just a massive paddle tail swim bait that they offer. This is the 4.8 size, and the color is Prism Shad. So same thing as that flickworm I showed y'all. It's got that green pumpkin body with a pearl and then the holographic fleck. Exact same color, but it's going to be in their paddle tail. And again, it's that 4.8 size, so it's going to be pretty large. I definitely wouldn't mind using him on a spinnerbait that is huge. I'm talking about like a 1-ounce spinnerbait, or probably using him as a big fish on an A-rig. So you could use him striper fishing, you could use him on an owner screw lock, a underspin, something like that. Next in the box, we got some Dobyns football jigs. This is a 3-pack that they offer. So I think it's like 3 jigs for $9.99. You pay like $3 a jig, or $3.30 a jig, I don't know, something like that. But really nice quality hooks. They come with hand-tied skirts, Gamakatsu hooks, a custom bait keeper, really nice looking skirt colors as well, a recessed hook eye, and then the head design is made by Dobyns. This isn't necessarily the biggest JDM bait. It is a really high quality bait, and then it also has the Gamakatsu hook in there, which I guess that kind of counts, alright. But this color right here, if you're interested, is Midnight Purple, and I got it in a 3/8 ounce. Next up, we got a whole bunch of Keitech jigs. And when I'm saying a whole bunch, I mean like literally a whole bunch. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Keitech jigs. So I'm literally holding like over 50, maybe 60, $70 in my hands just because I know how expensive these baits are. If you've ever fished with these, you know they're pretty expensive, mainly because they're made almost 100% out of tungsten. And they're probably the best jigs on the market right now. It comes in a few different styles, and we just picked up a few. So this right here is just going to be their casting jig head, and that's in green pumpkin. Then we have the football style jig head, and this is just plain black. And I did get different colors. Obviously this is going to be like green pumpkin and blue fleck. And then I grabbed some of their finesse tungsten jigs that are like 1/16 and 3/32 ounce. And they're really lightweight baits, but I think they'll be perfect for crappie, pan fishing. And you could probably catch bass on them as well in pressured areas. Or if you're just fishing like small creeks, urban settings, ponds, stuff like that. For color recommendations, we got green pumpkin, dark green pumpkin, bluegill tiger, and then brown and purple. These are all 4 probably my favorite colors in the Keitech jig lineup. They also have like a green pumpkin chartreuse. But again, we picked up like 12 of these. I'm not going to bore you to death because a lot of the colors are just repeats. Moving into some terminal, we have the Megabass Okashira ScrewHead. And this is the bait that I was saying would pair perfectly with those finesse Keitechs. Mainly because the quality of this bait and the nice head design, as well as the weight that you can find them in. So this is a 1/8 ounce. And then you get the blade that's going to cause a lot more action that most jig heads don't have. And for colors, I picked up Shadow Spawn and then Spawn Kill. It's extremely effective if you're fishing in cold water, pressured areas, if you're fishing for smallmouth. And again, that blade on it's going to help it have a little bit more action and attract a few more bites. Jumping into my favorite terminal tackle company that there is currently on the market, it has to be Owner. And we got a whole bunch of packages of stuff. I'm not really going to go too into depth on the exact details of what size hooks I have, weights, and etc. But I will show you all the designs and different kind of hook styles that they have. The first thing I want to say though is look at these packages, bro. These things look like they came straight out of an anime or like a comic book or something. Every time I see these, I just want to buy them simply because they look so cool. Like, dude, I literally want to fish these and look like I'm in some sort of like a fishing anime. I don't even know how to explain it to you, but the packaging on them is phenomenal. And then they do come with some really nice waterproof kind of packages like these that are resealable. This right here is the Ultra Head, so it's their version on a round ball jig head. Extremely strong, effective hook, nice quality jig head. It's probably going to hold up really well after a bunch of catches. Owner Flashy Swimmer, of course. This guy's extremely popular on the market. It's probably caught so many fish. You can take the blade off, customize them, take a little bit of lead off, and then obviously you're going to have that center pin screw lock, which is going to hold your soft plastic so much better than most screw locks that you have on the market today. And then we have another Flashy Swimmer, but this one comes with a gold Colorado blade. Cross lock snaps that I'm going to pair perfectly with some of these expensive swim baits we got over here. And then we have the Ultra Head Block Head Offset. Then we have the Ultra Shaky Head, and this right here is going to have that same kind of screw lock method. So again, you're going to want to pair this guy up with some sort of a stick bait, just because that screw lock is going to pair perfectly all the way to the jig head, and it's going to help hold your stick bait that much better. But obviously you're just going to rig this guy up as a shaky head. There's nothing more to it. Another pack of Flashy Swimmers, but a quick thing to note is that these have silver Colorado blades rather than gold. And then we just got some of their terminal hooks, so some finesse mosquito hooks, some straight shank worm hooks, and then some EWGs. And lastly, for terminal baits, we just got some barrel swivels and some split rings that we can use to either replace on baits that we need, or we can add them to spoons if we need them as well. Rigs, whatever else we're doing, stuff like that. But all of these are JDM tackle companies, and they make some really good quality terminal, Spro, Gamakatsu, Owner, whatever you're using, even Keitech. They all make some really nice looking stuff, so don't be afraid to check this stuff out. Some of it is a little bit difficult to get your hands on, and then it is a little bit pricier than most baits. But if you can get them, they're going to be that much more effective, because that just means that the next fisherman beside you isn't using it. That about does it for the JDM tackle. Before we jump into some of the swim baits, I just want to show y'all this quick tackle bag organizer that Diawa has. I believe that they were exclusive. I'm not exactly sure how many more are on the market or available. It comes with some JDM baits on the inside, as well as that Clearview organizer that you're going to be able to put baits, fishing line, terminal tackle, soft plastics, really whatever in. But it comes with a crankbait, comes with a spinner bait, a blade bait, and then on the back end of everything we got a Diawa J-Braid pack with some braided scissors inside. I'm probably going to use all the stuff that it comes with and then end up filling it with a whole bunch of JDM baits. Now for the grand finale, what everyone's been waiting for. The swim baits. Directly on top, we're going to have the KGB Spro Shad, and this color right here is going to be bone. Really nice looking huge swim bait. I believe this costs like $59.99, so it's like a $60 swim bait. A little bit pricey, but obviously it's going to be a lot more affordable than the original KGB. Kind of just like a little small detail they add that I liked is they put a little bone right here next to the head for this bone colored swim bait. I don't know, I just kind of thought that was funny. Then we got some Berkeley Nessies. We got the 7 and the 5. I believe this is like 10 bucks and this is like 8 bucks or something like that. These were popular immediately when they first came out. I know a lot of people that were catching some huge fish on them, and we just got it in that unpainted color and then green pumpkin. So kind of like a gill representation and then like a big gizzard shad. Then we got a Mike Bucca Bullshad, which this right here is like a $55 swim bait. So with this and the KGB, we're already over $100. But really nice looking swim bait right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out just to show y'all. The body's made out of some sort of like a hard plastic or a resin of some sort, I believe. But it's got like a purple-descent shimmer running through it. You really can see it whenever I do that. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I hope it is. It's got those big yellow eyes as if it was a gizzard shad. It's going to have kind of like that brush tail. They come stocked with some pretty decent EWG looking trebles, but you might want to consider upgrading them. They could be mustad, I'm really not sure. Again, really quality baits. You're paying top dollar for them, but they should catch you some top quality fish. Next up, just downsizing a little bit, we got the Mike Bucca Bullgill. So it's just going to be a smaller style of the swim bait I showed you over there. Also a lot more affordable and really cool, interesting colors. So this right here is going to be violet brim, and then this color right here is going to be ruby gill. Both of these really represent the bluegill that are in most of the ponds and bodies of water that I fish. So that's the reason I picked these colors up. Do be sure to check out some of the other colors that they have, because you might find something that works a little bit better in your area. Next up, we got some Savage Gear Pulse Tail Mullets. And these were made for saltwater, but I'll probably still fish them inshore and brackish water, and probably even some lakes. A couple things to note about them: they have like an internal rattle, a small little hook keeper, or a weight keeper if you want to put like a treble hook there on the bottom. Two really nice looking colors. We got golden mullet and then dark mullet, so it's going to have a purple hue to it, and then obviously it's going to have that gold. Then we got a couple big bite baits, line throughs. These are the B5s, and they do come with a treble hook already with them, so all you got to do is thread your line through them. The two colors I picked up are just going to give me some shad representation. One's going to be a little bit more natural, less aggressive, and then this one's going to kind of stand out in dirty to stained water. This color right here is going to be called Magic Purple, and then this is just Citrus Shad. And again, these are just a couple line throughs. They come already pre-threaded with some straw in them, so all you got to do is put your line directly through the bait, and you're good to go. Next up, we got the Z-Man Hercules, which this is going to be similar to that Savage Gear Pulse Tail Mullet, but a quick difference is it's not going to have that wedge tail. It is going to have the hook hanger at the bottom there for an added treble or an extra weight if you want to get it to dive deeper. And it is going to have that hook shank at the top, and then your line tied directly at the front. This bait is made out of Z-Man's Elastec material, so it's going to hold up way better to those toothy critters, especially if you're fishing saltwater or inshore. But I would not recommend putting this guy in your tackle box. Just keep it in its original packaging until you're ready to fish with it. And then once you're done, just let it dry off and then put it directly back in the same package. Because if you put it in your tackle box, that Elastec might definitely melt up against some other stuff, or just up against the side of the box and ruin the bait. This right here is going to be called Gold Rush. This right here is going to be called Bad Shad. And then right here we got Sexy Mullet. And then this right here is called Opening Night. It's almost got this purple descent running through the body with some silver fleck. That Bad Shad is just almost like a dirty electric shad profile. I just don't recommend putting it in any of your tackle boxes because it is made out of that Elastec material. So just keep it in its original package and you should be good to go. Next up, we got a Jackall Gantarel Jr. And this swim bait has a lot of time and thought put into it. I can see it from the treble hooks all the way to the fins and the color schemes that they come in. This color is obviously going to be a little bit more like dirty to stained water presentations, but they have some very realistic looking Gantarels. If you're looking for like a really realistic bluegill swim bait, I definitely think you should check out the Gantarel. Next up for swim baits and glide baits, I got some river to sea S-wavers, and we got two different sizes. So we got the 168 and then we got the 120. I picked up two of the 168s in light trout, and then I got the 120 in abalone shad. And the reason I got two of these is mainly because there's a lot of stocking that goes on here, and you're likely to catch a huge bass if you throw like one of these kind of trout style representation baits, especially during the stocking season. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on the S-Waver, so I'm excited to give it my own review on the channel. If that's something y'all are interested, y'all make sure y'all are staying tuned for that. Next up, we got a Googan Squad rival. So this is Googan Squad's take on a glide bait, single jointed swim bait. It's going to come in 7 inches. It's going to weigh 2.1 ounces. Really nice chemically sharpened black nickel hooks. The color patterns are obviously going to be pretty specific to Googan Squad, so if you ever ended up fishing the Contender, then the rival's going to have similar color patterns. This one right here was bluegill, just in case you were wondering. And then lastly, for hard body swim baits, we have the Storm Arashi, which I heard from many people that this is probably the most affordable, yet the best functioning swim bait for the price. The color I got is Pro Blue, mainly because I figured it'd work in a lot of water clarities, but it does come equipped with some VMC hooks, a spare tail just in case you lose it. Again, the color scheme on it looks like it's going to be pretty effective. 3 jointed swim bait, so you're just going to want to cast him out, reel him in pretty slow. I'm probably going to fish him around docks, wood cover, main lake points. It weighs 2 3/16 of an ounce. He's a 7-inch swim bait. Really nice quality bait for the price. I'm excited to fish with him on the channel and catch some big ones. Moving to some soft body swim baits, we have the Bacca Burrito. This right here is Tactical Shad, probably my favorite color that they have. And I really wish I would have picked up the 6-inch as well. This is just a 5-inch, and I got it in the fast sinking rate, mainly so that way I could kind of be fishing him fast, obviously. The Bacca Burrito got its name because it was designed in Lake Bacca in Mexico, and I believe that is probably one of the most popular swim baits to fish over in that lake. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people have caught like 10-pounders on this bait, and just huge, giant double digits, so I wouldn't be surprised if I end up catching one myself. I believe he costs like 30 or 40 bucks, so it is pretty expensive for a swim bait. It's not made out of your typical plastisol. It seems like it's made out of something a little bit more durable, so that's a big plus. Next up, we got 3 6-inch Magdrafts. Extremely popular bait on the market right now. Really popular to fish under docks, cold water, or really if you're just looking to get a big bite. This color right here is going to be Albino Pearl Shad, which is probably my favorite color in the entire lineup. Another interesting one, and one that I think is effective on a sunny day, is going to be Silver Shad. Obviously because it has that holographic shimmer in the middle, and then that black kind of top. And then we have Biwako Shad, which I got this just because the purple running through the body, but it also does almost look like a trout, so I figured I could fish it kind of around the trout stocking season. And then I did pick up some of the Magdraft Freestyle, which these don't come with any sort of like a treble hook like the Magdraft originally does. It's just going to come with the 2 soft plastic swim baits, and then you're going to use whatever hook you want. So for example, like a 7 or 8/0 screw lock would probably work perfect with these guys. Quick thing to note, it should be a lot more weedless than the pre-rigged Magdraft, mainly because this is going to come with a treble, and you can use a single hook on this. For the color, this right here is called Ayu. It's kind of got like a blue chartreuse with some silver fleck blasted through it. Still talking about Megabass, but just going down in profile for a swim bait, we have the Dark Sleeper. And a quick common mistake is that people do fish this like a swim bait. And I'm not saying you can't. You probably could just cast and retrieve him, and I'm sure you'd catch some fish. But the real secret to fishing this guy is to fish it like it's a jig. So you want to cast it out, hop and retrieve it, flip and pitch it into areas that you think there's a fish, but there's a lot of heavy cover. And it should come in and out of cover pretty cleanly, mainly because the hook is concealed in the top dorsal fin right there of every single one of these Dark Sleepers. The Dark Sleeper is a really popular bait on the market, and it has been for a while now. Many people have been fishing this in tournaments and just filling their live well. It does come in some different sizes, so we have the 3/8 ounce, ½ ounce, and then once you step up to the 3/4 ounce, the size of the actual bait does change. For colors, we have Wakasagi, Mutsugoro, Donko, and Haze. All the color schemes seem pretty unique for this style bait. If I could just recommend you 2 colors though, I would have to say that Haze and Donko are probably going to work pretty effectively, mainly because this guy's going to have your red eyes, it's going to be a little bit dirty water kind of profile. This guy's going to have clear eyes, a little bit more clear, kind of white, a little bit more of a clear water profile. You should be able to get by with just both of these just fine. And lastly, for the JDM, Swimbait, Megabass, Keitech, Spro, Yo-Zuri, all of the Japanese market unboxing, we got the Sleeper Craw. And we just picked up 3 of them, all 3 different colors right here. It's going to be the 5/8 ounce and a 3-inch. This color right here is going to be called Grass Craw. So essentially just like a watermelon red. Then we got Smoke Sunset. It's just going to be a smoke, black fleck with purple and gold fleck running through it as well. And then this is just going to be a plain black and blue. I just tried to give myself 3 different colors, 3 different representations that I thought would work in different water clarities. Again, this guy's going to be flipped and pitched and fished like a jig. But a quick thing to note is that you might want to fish him almost like a football jig rather than the Megabass Dark Sleeper being fished like it's a swim jig. One last thing to note about this bait is that the appendages on this craw bait are going to actually float, so it's going to put it like it's in a defensive manner and really represent a crawfish that much more realistically. Well, that does it for part 7 of the world's biggest unboxing, JDM Tackle and Swimbait edition. I really enjoyed making this one for y'all, but I think I'm going to enjoy fishing this one even more. Hopefully we can end up getting on some really big bites with these swim baits, and we can get on some really big fish for the channel. I think that would be really interesting. Obviously, it would suck if we didn't, because I think that swim bait box was at least like $300–400 alone. But it's all good fun. I really enjoyed making the video regardless, and I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of fun fishing with these baits anyway. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and be staying tuned for part 8. It should be coming soon. If you're interested in any of the baits, products, accessories, terminal tackle, stuff that I showed in this video, everything will be linked in the description box down below, so just make sure that you're looking out for that. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate everyone. And until next time, guys, keep on fishing.